But I'm gon' win, 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 win. I'm gon' win. Yeah, I'm gon' win, 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 win. Yeah.
I need a catchphrase. Welcome to the Hittin Levels podcast, where we hit every level, every podcast. Today, I'm joined with a fellow YouTuber whose content is mainly about motivation and being your best self. If you feel me? I'm here with YgK Seth.
What's up, guys? You know what I'm saying? Blessed to be here. You know what I'm saying? Just a pleasure.
So, today's podcast, we're gonna get right into it. Ask some questions. So, how do you handle change within your life? Now, change can be losing people by death or outgrowth, gaining new people, and change can be a daily routine or another step within your journey through life.
Well, that's number one. That's a nice question right there.
Thank you.
Very deep. You know what I'm saying? Has to be thought about before you answer. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
I feel like if I just gave you an answer and didn't think about it, it wouldn't be that genuine.
Yeah.
But taking 5 to 10 seconds to think about it, I want to first start off by, you know what I'm saying, again, thank you for the opportunity to be on the podcast. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
Official episode of Hittin Every Level or
Hittin Levels.
Hittin Levels.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, first official episode. You know what I'm saying? It's a blessing. But I'm gonna start with the people. Meaning whether it be loss of life or just outgrowth. I feel like once I feel that you're not really, once I see that you don't really want to include me in your life, I start taking these steps towards either distancing myself or I would tell you about it. I'll be like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna hit you up. And if you don't respond to me in, like, let's say 2 days or something like that, then that's how I know you don't want me in your life.
Yeah.
Because I feel like a person that wants you to be in their life makes time for you, or they make an effort to hit you up.
100%.
So if you show me the signs and symptoms of a person that doesn't want me to be involved in their life, then hey, it is what it is. I can't change that.
Yeah.
And as far as loss of life, like that's something that we all go through. You know what I'm saying, and it can affect different people in different ways. You feel me? So I feel like for me personally, whenever I go through a loss of life, or when someone close to me passes away, you know what I'm saying, I feel like I always, like, number one, I always check the people around me first. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to make sure that the people around me are okay first before myself. You know what I'm saying? And afterwards, I look, of course, leading up to the days of the funeral, the viewing, and all that. In between that, I feel like I have to take a mental adjustment 100%. Just to make sure that I'm okay myself.
Yeah, so that's, to me, like, that's always the hardest part. Like, seeing them and like it's like a confirmation knowing that they ain't gonna be there anymore.
Exactly.
But that's always like a hard part.
Exactly. And then afterwards, it's the hardest part for me is when, like, for me personally, I'm cool. I'm cool through the viewing. I'm cool through the funeral.
Yeah.
The hardest part for me, which I got a little choked up about, is when they're putting them in the ground. That's the hardest part for me.
Yeah, 100%.
Because it's like you said, that confirmation that they're not coming back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then, what people don't realize is that a loss of life is not just physical. Like, you see the person laying there and they're dead, but what happens is that it's a lot of mental thing. Because the mental thing is that you're used to having them being involved in life.
Exactly.
And then when they're not as involved in life, due to, of course, passing away, it's like, whoa, it's like people don't make that mental adjustment, which is why it takes so much people so much time to adjust to, you know what I'm saying, the fact that they're going.
Exactly.
Because if you're expecting them to be there when they're not there, because they can't be there, and it's gonna be like a shot, a shot to the heart.
Exactly.
A shock.
Like, especially like if they had like a massive party in life.
Exactly.
Like, say if you went to them for advice, or like there was always your person at like a family gathering or something. Like, it's gonna hit harder because, like, they're not gonna be there no more.
Exactly.
But that's like a very realistic life, like, I don't want to say struggle, but life moment that we have to, like, learn how to cope with.
Yeah, grief is a process that if taken lightly can ruin your life.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. And even, like, not handled correctly, because like some people just like bottle up their feelings and emotions and not like let how they feel out. That's never good. So like you gotta like handle how you feel and growth, like, wisely and smartly.
Yeah.
And know that, like, it's best to you may not want to let it out now, but it's best to let it out and not let it build up over time.
Exactly.
Because like you don't want to be a bomb and just explode towards the wrong person or explode in a way that will mess up your life.
Exactly.
So I feel like you gotta like find a way to release in a positive manner and just handle how you handle your losses.
And I want to say to anyone who's watching, you know what I'm saying, when this video does come out, that don't never be afraid to talk to someone.
100%.
Because like he said, talking to someone could help you much more than keeping it in. That's
100%.
the real truth of the matter. Because like he said again, if you keep it bottled in, you just become a powder keg ready to explode. And then what you find is that you will explode on the wrong person, the person that loves you, the person that cares about you the most. You might just snap. You know what I'm saying? And they might take that to heart because you're taking all your bent up trauma and anger and resentment towards someone else and then throwing it all on them, which is not fair to them. But like I said, make sure that whenever you go through not even loss of life, whenever you go through a loss period, like whether it be a loss and you lost your job, whether it be breaking a breakup, whether it be just any loss we take in our lives, just make sure that you talk about it and be open with it.
Yeah,
open about it with
100%.
someone.
100%. And also, just like another to bounce off of that, your losses, most of your losses in your life are not always your fault. Now, they may be put in your life to teach you a lesson and teach you how to grow, but not every bad thing in your life is your fault. So know that there's a balance to take accountability, but don't put too much pressure on yourself to the point where you put too much pressure on yourself.
Because that's not fair to you.
So,
That's not fair to you at all.
Exactly. Because at the end of the day, we're human beings. We're made to grow from our losses. You feel me? So, yeah.
It's part of the process, man.
100%. Okay. Second question: how to spot weights and how to live life regardless of how much they weigh you down. So weights regarding like bad
Influences?
bad things in your life.
Well, the first part about it is that you have to realize that you have to, before I start with how to spot the weights, let's talk about what weights are. Because the weights could be the physical weights, the ones that you lift in the gym, if you do go to the gym.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, again, who's watching this video, but like I said, it could be either physical weight or it could be mental weight. The weight that you don't lose by working out.
Yeah.
But you lose by working out, as in writing down journals, as going to therapy, as talking to someone. Now, how to spot the weights is basically you have to know yourself and you have to know your schedule, like what you do and how your life flows regularly without the weights being involved. And then once you notice that a change in the weight, a change in your life, whether it be, of course, in this case, bed, then you could either decide, hey, is this a weight or is this like a supplement that you could take to improve your life? But once you notify yourself again by being introspective, but it takes someone to reach that level of maturity and that level of introspection to be able to look within themselves. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then see like, hey, I noticed that I'm doing this habit that I formed in the last, let's say, 3 weeks. That's not good for me. But it takes again that level of maturity that most people don't have. So
that mental toughness that it's like to know what's good for you. Because I feel like most people in, especially today's society, like they find substances to help them cope rather than relying on themselves and their mental toughness to help them cope. Now, I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with relying on other things, outside things, but you should always want to rely on yourself first.
Exactly.
Because no matter what you go through, the one thing that you will always have is yourself. If for me, you may not always have a substance or whatever, but you will always have yourself. Exactly. So I feel like people should like just, in order to spot a weight, just like gain mental maturity and toughness from within yourself.
And never be afraid to be real with yourself.
100%. Never lie to yourself.
Because that's the thing about it, is that the weight might be your family. The weight might be a close friend.
That's a tough one too.
You see what I'm saying?
Weights come in many shapes and forms, sizes, whatever. And like sometimes you may not see them as weighing you down, but they're weighing you down. You feel me? Like like for example, they could tease you, give you like a good moment or whatever, and then the rest is bad. And then like another small good moment or something, and the rest is bad. You got to be able to spot that type of movement. You feel me? Because like there's a lot of ways in people's lives,
Exactly.
especially when people are on the up and when they're improving themselves. You'll always find people wanting to attach themselves to you.
Grabs the bucket, grabs me bucket mentality.
Exactly.
When once they see you reaching that a certain level, they feel envious and they get jealous of you. They might not say it, but the actions. Remember this: actions speak louder than words.
Exactly. They want to be a part of your journey because they feel entitled to, not because they deserve to.
Exactly. And make sure that the what was the second part of the question? How do you get rid of the weights?
Yeah, how to live life regardless of how much they weigh you down.
How to live life regardless of the way you done. How they weigh you down.
Yeah.
That's again a good question because I guess again once you identify the weights in your life, you have to of course move around them, and if you can't move around them because they're your family, then you just I guess find a way to I guess manage the situation that you find yourself in. Like, let's say that me, for example, I have a friend who is a very close friend to me. Of course, we met in let's say high school, middle school, right?
Yeah,
and I'm growing up with him, right?
Yeah.
And then what I realized is that they'll weight on my shoulders, meaning that whenever I'm hanging around them, they weigh me down, meaning that I'm not able to. When I'm around them, I'm not able to be myself, or I'm not able to be the best version of myself, or exhibit the best version of myself behavior. You know what I'm saying? Then I'll be like, hey, why is that? You know what I'm saying? I would first ask why, and then again, I'll also ask like, what can I do, or why is it them?
Exactly.
Or is it me? You know what I'm saying? Because
it
could also be them. The fact that they you might be a weight to them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It could go both ways. It's not just a one-way street. You feel me? Because I feel like in most cases, like it's not just one person. Like, oh yeah, you're the weight. You know what I'm saying? You're weighing me down. It could be a mutual thing.
Exactly.
You feel me?
Because some people just outgrow people.
Yeah.
For me, so I feel like that's like the both sides of the coin type stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Most definitely.
And I feel like with the best way to spot weights is like if you're with someone and like your mood changes, so you're not allowed to be yourself.
Yeah.
That's an amazing way to exactly. Now, like in terms of how to live life with that weight, I feel like everyone's good at something, so you gotta find, or you don't have to, but like if you want to, find what that weight is good at and be with that weight because of what it's good at.
No. I'm got a better analogy for that.
Yeah.
You basically gotta find a muscle for that weight.
Exactly.
Find the muscle that's the weakest that weight would apply to make it stronger.
Exactly.
So basically, find your weaknesses and make them your strengths.
Exactly. That's simple. Simple. That's wise. Very wise. The next question: how to create a routine and be disciplined enough to keep it, like a good routine within your life.
I'm smiling. I'm smiling because like this is like so introspective. Like this is actually happening right now as we speak. Like for those that don't know, I am in college, but yeah, how to find a routine and how to be disciplined enough to maintain the routine. First of all, everyone can be in a routine. We've all been in a routine, whether we know it or realize it. Meaning that most people get up and eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yeah.
That's a routine. You go to sleep at a certain time. That's a routine.
Wake up at a certain time.
Yeah, that's a routine.
Exactly.
But I feel like once it comes to a routine that benefits you most, like for example, me personally, in my life, what I do on a daily basis is I get up early, I go to the gym, you know what I'm saying? I go to school, and I do other things to benefit myself. But I feel like one has to come to grips with themselves and tell themselves like, hey, I'm not benefiting from this, so I need to do better with my life. And it comes from that realization of seeing how you're acting on a regular basis and seeing improvements that you want to make and deciding to make them. And then it's then the next step after you decide and make that decision is just saying, hey, doing your research, of course, like for example, if it's the gym, saying, hey, I want to go to the gym and get strong, you know what I'm saying, get ripped. And then it could also be, hey, I want to go to school and elevate my mind. You know what I'm saying? But if you don't want to go to school, you could always, you know what I'm saying, go to the library, read a book, because it's multiple ways to get in a schedule. There's multiple routines and stuff that you can become a part of, but just make sure that the routine that you decide to pick will be beneficial for you.
Yeah.
Going forward.
Yeah. Because like, as easy as it is to get in a good routine, it's even easier to get in a bad routine.
Most definitely.
So make sure that like once you get in a routine and like you maybe question why am I doing this, know that like you're doing that routine to better yourself.
And even to extend that, you need to I feel like finding someone who's already doing what you want to do. And asking them for advice, not to steal or copy what they do, but to make it your own. When I say that, I mean like you want to basically, let's say for example, I'm going to the gym and Josiah wants to get into the gym, wants to get fit, and he asks me what I do, but not that he's going to copy me, meaning going to the gym, because Josiah might not be a morning person. He might like to go to the gym at night. You know what I'm saying? But all in all is that you basically want to take the advice they give you and make it your own, meaning that make it so that it fits you.
Exactly.
Because what they're doing might not fit you. So make sure that when you take the advice, you can implement it and make it your own.
Exactly.
Meaning that cater it towards your life and your goals and what you want to do.
Exactly. Because I feel like one thing people forget is that everyone's different.
Yeah.
So one thing may not work best for one person, and one thing may not work best for another person. It may work, but it may not work the best.
Yeah.
So I feel like you should take on advice and never jump into not never, but hardly jump into a pool by yourself when you have help available and good help available.
I'm gonna quote. Don't jump into the deep end with all armbands when you have a person in a boat that can help you swim.
Exactly. Oh, the boss today. Fire.
Like you should never jump into the deep end when you know full well that you have someone that you could learn. No, I'm gonna rephrase that. Basically, never jump into the deep end when you know full well you don't know how to swim in that area.
Yeah.
When you have someone in the boat with a life jacket that can teach you how to swim.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because why would you go swimming when you know you can't swim? When you have someone who knows how to swim that could teach you how to swim.
Exactly, helping you.
But this ain't about swimming, is it?
It ain't.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta catch on to that. Gotta catch on to that.
Don't let it fly over your heads. The next question is how to manage the people who don't understand you and your journey.
You're not meant to be understood. Get that through your head. You're not meant to be understood. As long as you understand yourself, that's all that matters. That's the way I see it. Because people on your journey, it's your journey. They're gonna ask questions, gonna like, hey, why are you doing that? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? You ain't gotta answer them. Just as long as you know what you're doing and know what your end goal is and your long-term goal is, then you're straight. As long as you know where you're going and where you want to go, and you know what the end goal is, of course, and the way to get there, then their questions won't matter. That's the way I see it. Because when you're misunderstood, that's a power.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Because that makes you mysterious. That's like, hey, why is that guy running 5 miles at 5 o'clock in the morning?
Exactly.
Why is he going to the gym at 6 o'clock in the morning to a 2-hour workout? Why is he going to school taking 5 classes that are an hour each?
Facts. And one thing about people, like people often fear what they don't understand.
Yeah.
So I feel like Seth said, like YgK Seth said, when you're not understood, that's a power. That's a power you have. You should never wanna limit yourself to be understood when your potential is greater by being misunderstood. That's like something that people need to get into their head.
Don't be afraid to be misunderstood.
Exactly. Never try to fit in because it's easy. Like be different for me.
Exactly.
Because it's the hard stuff.
Try to be different.
Right? Exactly. All right.
No. I before you move on, right? Just on that note, right? Like, I feel like once you enter that zone, like I'm pretty sure people have seen David Goggins. You know what I'm saying? Once people don't understand you, that's when you're entering that mode. But I feel like people will become inspired by you, even if they may not understand you. They might be inspired by you because you're going in a direction.
Exactly.
But they themselves might be stagnant. You know what I'm saying? That's like again. I'm gonna hit you with another analogy, right? Hit you with another analogy, right? Imagine you could be the boat with the sail up, sailing across boats with no sails and docked, and the dock to moorings. So of course they're gonna ask you where you going, because they ain't going nowhere themselves.
Exactly. Or even a sailing analogy, you could be, you could be the sail that's that caught all the earth, while the people around you are idle.
Or too afraid to catch somewhere.
Exactly.
Decisions, man. That's what it boils down
to. Decisions matter. And what was our high school motto?
Decisions determine destiny.
Exactly. Decisions determine destiny.
Your decisions will determine your destiny.
Real question. That's some real wise words that will always stick with me.
Exactly.
All right. Now that we got the fun, the life questions out, I got some unserious, more fun type questions that are anonymous by the fans and viewers. First one is
for both of us.
Yeah. Well, we can make it for both of us. First one is, what's your biggest fear?
My biggest fear is not achieving my best self.
For me, it's very much similar. Like, I don't want to go through what I go through and not like see the outcome of it.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
No, but my biggest fear, and like, not to cut you off, but my biggest fear is like getting to my deathbed or getting to old age, like retirement age, and not being or achieving the goals I set out to be or to achieve. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's important. You're not just we aren't just born. You know something?
What?
The chance that we are here right now and we exist is 1 in 1 billion.
Exactly.
1 in 1 billion.
Exactly.
So the chance that you're here is a blessing in itself. You know what I'm saying? But getting back to the question, my biggest fear is, like I said, getting to my deathbed or getting to an old age and looking back on my life and saying, wow, man, I could have did this, that, and this, that, and like,
yeah.
I was too afraid to take that risk.
Yeah, exactly. Like looking back and not knowing that you worked hard enough.
Yeah.
Like that's always something that I wouldn't want to regret. Like that's
What about you?
I feel like but like it's very similar to yours. Like my biggest fear is like not living life to my fullest. Like I never want to look back and be like, oh, I could have did this, I could have did that. Like I'd rather be gassed out at the end of my life than have fuel left in the tank.
Exactly.
Like that's
a bar.
That's a bar. That's a bar.
Yeah.
Like I want to leave it all on the pitch and not have nothing left at all.
You don't want to be an antique car that's 75 years old with a full tank of gas.
Exactly.
You want to be able to say, hey, this car's got miles on the tires. The odometer has thousands and thousands of miles. The
I want to see the history.
The engine seized. The mufflers are done. You basically want to be in a point where it's like, I accomplished everything I set out to do. And I'm happy.
Exactly.
But of course, you can't say you're content because you always want more.
Exactly. But like I want to like achieve so much to the point where, like once I am happy, I could look back and be like, like it was just worth it. And I want to, that's my biggest fear, not achieving what I feel I'm meant to achieve.
That's life, man. That's life.
The next question, you ain't got a name drop. This ain't no personal information. Are you looking to date someone?
Am I looking to date someone? This is catered to like any.
This is any. Yeah.
Well, me personally, I did just get into a relationship, so that I'm off the market. I'm off the market.
With me, very much similar. Like I'm happily, as my guy would say, married. You feel me? So I can't.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. This is more like to me. How did I learn to cook? It was a trial and error, really. Like I just started one time. I started making bread, and like that was one of the hardest things to make, in my opinion. And ever since that, it just like meant the chicken and then meats and everything, and it just became easier with time. So yeah, you can answer that question if you want.
I mean, similar to you. Yes. I don't really cook like that, but when I do cook, I usually make like these simple things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The next question: what's your biggest mistake in life?
My biggest mistake in life is not learning to feel well early on. Meaning that not learning to feel well early on and not taking every opportunity that I could have taken. That's my biggest mistake so far in my life that I could say.
Yeah, I'm very much similar. Like I went like looking now at my past, it's a lot of things that I wish I'd done more. Like not to say I didn't start. I did start, but I just didn't finish to the best of my capability. So I would say that's like my biggest mistake, like not finishing what I could have when I did.
And
yeah.
You're finished?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. And then also I would say, like, of course, now that I'm where I am today, you know what I'm saying, in terms of like my individuality, I would just say that learning to be comfortable with taking the road less taken, meaning that be comfortable with paving my own road and my own path to success. That's what I would say, because early on I feel like in high school, if I was equipped and was equipped with this fearless mentality to go after what I want when I want it, I would have been farther along in my process. But I'm glad that I'm taking. I'm glad that I'm the process. I'm in the part of my process where I am right now, because it's teaching me lessons that I wouldn't have learned if I had just gotten it early on.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
100%. I'm very much the same. Like I feel like I was immature in my lifetime to achieve or go through things that I'm going through now. Like I wouldn't be who I am if I went through what I'm going through before.
Exactly.
And like if I had the good things in my life when I was younger or whatever.
Exactly.
So I feel like everything happens for a reason, and everything happens when it's meant to happen, basically. So yeah. No, this is keep it PG. You feel me? No, yeah. What is it? What's a massive turn off you have?
Get to fat business. Get to fat business. What I mean by that is, like, if y'all with your friends or if y'all by yourself and like you act like, for lack of a better term, uncivilized.
Yeah.
Ignorant. Like, meaning that you got long lashes that I can't see your eyes, your long nails. I get like your Freddy Krueger, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, got all this skimpy dress codes, like that just doesn't. When I see that, no, I say my biggest turn off is when I see a girl that might be on the outside externally appealing.
Yeah, but in the inside,
she's an empty vessel.
Yeah.
That's my biggest turn off.
Yeah.
Right there.
Oh, my biggest turn off, I would say when they let their friends impact them too much. Like, I don't mind friends. You can have friends. I'm not like, you feel me? That's nah. But like, if we start dating and like you let your friends change you to the point where you're not you anymore, I don't like that. That's not gonna work for me. So I would say like, just be strong enough to be yourself. You feel me? So I would say like and like also going off of Seth and kind of mine as well. I like authenticity. I like realness and I like truth.
Exactly.
So if you can't like be confident in yourself to be who you are and to look who you are without any access, whatever, then that's like kind of a turn off for me. Not like I tolerate it to a certain extent, but if it's like massive, then that's a turn off. You feel me? So yeah.
But another turn off for me, just thinking about it as you was talking, was it's just immaturity.
Oh yeah.
And just like I said, uncivilized behaviors, meaning that not just how you talk, or just maturity, meaning like y'all, and then you start raising your voice to start just acting childish, behavior. That's just no.
Yeah. That's massive. That's massive. Next question is kind of a follow-up question. Biggest turn on.
I don't really have a big turn on for real, but I just feel like when, of course, going off my previous experience, I feel like that when someone shows you that they want you and are unafraid to admit that they want you, and aren't afraid to physically show it,
Oh yeah.
then
Oh, yeah.
that's one of the biggest. And also, when someone could teach you something that you didn't know about yourself,
Yeah.
while you're with them,
Yeah.
it's like that's one of the big ones.
Yeah. My biggest turn on, I would say effort. Like, well, I always say this is kind of bad, but like, I don't mind a little obsessiveness. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
No, don't go overboard.
Yeah, don't
go
go
overboard.
nah.
But like, I don't mind a little, like, you feel me, a little needy, whatever. Like, that's that. I like that. that.
I have a question for you actually. How do you feel about the term accessible but not attainable?
Oh, in terms of what, like in terms of me or like females?
You
Me
making yourself like let's say for example, we code, let's say for example, someone wants to describe me and say, hey, yeah, Josiah is accessible but not attainable. How would you what's your thought on that?
Personally, it's always a main character. Like, it's personally, that's how I prefer to live. Like, I would rather be like not even seen. I just want to be like there, but not there. You feel me? I don't mind being the center of attention, but like I would rather not be the center of attention. So in terms of like being accessible and not attainable, you can see but you can't touch, basically. You feel me? So like, I would always be in the area, but you won't be able to know what I'm doing per se. So like I say, like, that's like a phrase that I try to live by, and like I try to just like be there. I basically I want people to know me, and see me, but not know what I'm doing, basically. So like, yeah.
So you want to be there, physically there,
Yeah.
not physically there to the point where it's like, oh, that's for, say for example, people will see you in town carrying some basketball shoes or some football boots. Like, oh yeah, these guys play football.
Yeah.
Whereas it's just you carrying a plastic bag with nothing on it. Like, oh, what's that? Just your side
Exactly.
whole time you got 10K in there going to deposit in the bank.
Exactly. You know like that. I like mystery.
Yeah.
I like mystery.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, that's something like I will try to live by. And like I said, like, I don't mind being the center of attention. I can be the center of attention, but I just, for me, would rather sit back, observe, listen, and yeah.
Yeah.
That was a W question, though. That was a W question.
Appreciate it.
This is an interesting question. How do I tell her I love her?
That's for you or me?
I don't know. I'll start first.
Yeah, you start.
I mean, like, I have a girl, so like I'm kind of talking like off of experience. I didn't really have to tell her I love her. I just like, it just happened, to be honest. Like, she showed effort, I showed effort, and then like over time we just got to know each other, and then boom, it happened. You feel me? So like, in terms of telling her you love her, I would say, don't tell her, but show her. Actions speak louder than words. You feel me? But also know your limits and don't go overboard. Like, love is a very strong word, in my opinion. So like, if you don't know how she feels, then just dip your toe in the water, test the waters. You feel me? Pull out, and then you feel like ease your way in. Don't just dive into the deep end and start swimming with the sharks. Like, just
dangerous game, boy.
Yeah. So I would say, like, give her subtle hints, pull back, let her show some effort, give her a little hint, pull back. For me, it's like, you don't just do all your eggs in one basket.
You shouldn't have to pull back and be guesstimating if she loves you.
Exactly.
Because she should be able to show you.
Like the easiest way, like I said, you would know. Like, you would know.
And
for me,
to add on to that great answer, right? I feel like, of course, as my dad told me, you know what I'm saying, shout out to him. But as my dad told me, he's basically said that you want to fall in love with your head before your heart. Because if you fall in love with this first, you're going to be dumbfounded. You're going to risk all the red flags and then not be able to think clearly because you are so invested on her. Whereas if you help her and you fall in love, then that means that you're able to see all the red flags, basically vet the girl out, or the person out, and then like, hey, do I want to commit this to it?
Exactly.
It's the decision you have to make.
Exactly.
But instead of just going, oh yeah, we're going in the deep end, as you say, this.
Yeah.
But how do you tell her that you love her? again, like you said, through actions.
Yeah.
And of course, if you say it, don't misuse it.
Yeah, exactly.
I say that to say like don't be saying it every 5 seconds, 10 seconds, because then it loses meaning. It could lose some of its meaning. You know what I'm saying?
Too much of something just loses its value.
Exactly. Over time.
Exactly. I would like. Oh, I was gonna say something. It just left my head. Lord of mercy. It was a good question too. We was talking about. It'll come back to me. But basically, that was the end of the questions. So what I had in my mind, I'll probably drop it in another video or whatever. But yeah, W podcast as always, featuring YgK Seth.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Make sure you stay tuned, like, comment, subscribe to both of us, and yeah.
Okay. Yeah, guys, you know what I'm saying? Check you guys in the next one. It was a pleasure to be invited on this podcast, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, always remember that you are king, so act like it. You are queen, so act like it. You are original, don't die a copy. Remember that. Check you guys later.
But I'm gon' win. Yeah, I'm gon' win. Yeah.